So before we can move the caravan out of lockup, we do take the battery home through the winter. We don't leave it in the caravan, plus we have to put it on charge before we can use it, else we can't use it for the motor mover and everything. This is the caravan as it was when we left it at the end of the season. As you can, we do strip it right down. We do have a temper mattress which is quite comfortable on our bed. We have those disposable dehumidifiers. We've got one in the sink, as you can see here, just to keep obviously the dampness at bay when we store the caravan through the winter. It is in a secured lockup with a number of other caravans, so we are quite happy, and it's been there. This is the second caravan we've had it in this storage. This is the lock to the A-frame of the caravan. Everything in the caravan does have its place, and most things do have their individual bags. It just makes everything easier to store it, and obviously to obtain things. We still use the hot cold method even in the caravan. It just helps with access, especially for things that you might need even if you're on the road, in case you have to stop for any reason, so you're not having to pull loads of things out to get at the thing you originally need. The other item that we deal with before we even go on the road, especially at the at the start of the season, is we check the tyres, and this is just a PowerPoint that helps us to automatically inflate the tyres and check their pressure gauge and everything. This is what hubby's doing, not my department, so hopefully you can see what's happening and can understand what's going on here. We have everything we can for easiness. We're not as young as we used to be. I know that's a strange thing to say, but we like things so that they're easier and quick to be able to do things like this. And we have these tyre pressure monitors in all vehicles as well. And we're just doing the other side. As I said, it's one of those things that must be done, and peace of mind before we go out on the roads to start with. We also do this if we're doing any really long distances. Here we're just securing the door. Yes, do excuse the dirty paintwork. It's been that bitterly cold. Normally we wash the caravan before we actually start the season, but just not happened. So the next thing on the agenda is to take the legs up. Again, we use electric drill. This is hubby's new drill. Again, we say this, it just makes everything a lot easier, and it's surprising, I think, how tiring it can be, especially if you're going any distance. So you'd have to start this procedure, then you travel, then when you get the other end, setting up. I know a lot of you who do caravan might not agree with this, but I think especially if you're doing an overnight travelling, it just makes everything easier for ourselves to do it this way. Just now gonna wind up the front wheel. This is so we can hitch it up. We do use a motor mover, and this is what hubby's engaging now. It makes it a lot easier to get it out and back into its slot in the lockup, and any awkward positions, even if you have to arrange it on pitch as well, if it's very tight, which we've had in the past, especially if you've got hedges and all manner of things, trees. It's surprising. Most of the time hubby can reverse it in and out without problem, but that's just what we're doing. Again, the front wheel is coming up just so it's not going to knock the hitch and also the bumper of our car when we go to move the caravan. We was extremely lucky when we purchased this caravan a number of years ago. It already had the motor mover on there, although we'd already decided that if the caravan that we purchased didn't have the motor mover, we would actually purchase one. It just makes it a lot easier again for manoeuvring the caravan. As you can see, it's like a giant remote control, especially for this sort of weight that you're looking at. And we just position it this way because in the past we've actually had to reverse the vehicle up to the hitch on the caravan, connect it and pull out. It can be done. It's a bit of a struggle in the area, but it can be done. It just makes it a lot more convenient this way. After that's all done, make sure the button clicks, that it's connected properly. There's also a safety chain that goes down. That lever goes down and the connection is connected to the vehicle for the lights, so then we can check the lights are working as well. That's the brake lights, side lights and everything like that. That's just the remote for the motor mover. Okay. Here is just disengaging the motor mover before we can pull off, else the car's not going to go anywhere. But this is the map stuff we've got for the start of the season. It's all the quilts, bedding, pillars, everything like that. So we have now arrived at our site. We're at New Lodge Farm at Bulwick at Corby. This is the leveller just to level up the caravan both ways, going along and the width. If you don't get this near enough spot on, you're going to have problems with your gas, especially if you want to use the cooker and everything. So that's why we need to do it. Plus you feel a bit giddy sometimes. I felt it when it's not completely level one way. It feels, you feel a bit drunk, in other words, and slopey a little bit. So I'm just shaking my hand there because under no circumstance do you get in the caravan unless the leg's down, or at least it's fixed to the back of a vehicle. We've seen so many people getting into caravans without legs down or fixed to a vehicle, and it tips up. So the first thing that happens is that we get the kettle on. It's not actually connected to all the water and the waste at this point, due to the fact that hubby has to do a flush through of all the pipes and replace the water filter that gets replaced at the start of each season. Here is all the bags. As you can see, I have particular order. I know there's a lot of bags, but it just makes it a lot easier for packing and unpacking. Here's my mobile craft bag, and this is the bag that will remain in the caravan. I have got my lilac bag here that normally has any extra pieces, including my planner that goes backwards and forwards to the caravan. And then this folder also leaves in the caravan because it has extra papers in. Now, this is the heater. We do have gas, but where we can, we use this heater. It warms the caravan up very quickly, saves the gas, as we are paying for electric hookup, so why not use the electric while we can. This is our snack box. I believe I got this from B&M a fair few years ago now, and this is where I store all the snacks in. Everything you will see has its place. And that's the main reason I do have a lot of bags. It just makes it a lot easier to unpack and pack. While I'm dealing with inside the caravan, hubby is connecting and sorting out all the water. We have had actual lunch as well. We did have a little break just so we could eat. As you can see, this is the fridge. I've got a few items to get us through today due to the fact we will be going shopping possibly tomorrow after we've been to Lincolnshire to visit family. This wardrobe has everything and everything in here. I do prefer the wooden coat hangers for jeans mostly and jeggings, due to the fact that the black plastic coat hangers are a bit flimsy to hold on. Yes, I do house the toaster in there as well. Got a lot of these canvas boxes that can collapse and open up as and when we need them. This hanging rail is really good to roll up extra t-shirts and clothes and everything, to give extra space, just so we can get everything easy. These are the canisters I'm replacing for the coffee, sugar and tea bags. Got those from Pound Stretcher last year, and they're smaller than the original canisters I did have in the caravan. Now, I do place most clothing on coat hangers when I'm packing, so I can just hang them up. As you can see, it's one of those comment ones that I like to buy hubby on different occasions, usually referring to us. And it's a lot easier to put things in the wardrobe, put the clothes away, and makes it so quick to put things away. While I'm all doing this, hubby is outside doing all what he needs to do outside. So normally we finish about the same time. Here I've got lounge sets. I've got hubby's jeans, my jeggings and t-shirts. They all get hung up. The top box has hubby's underwear in, his pyjamas, thick socks. And then the next one down is my underwear, and then going into my pyjamas and my thick socks. We love these thick socks for the Caravan. Even though we have them at home with the sort of furry inside, they just keep your feet nice and warm, especially if it does get cold, which it can do very often. But we're usually very snug and warm with our heater, and it warms up so quickly. The small little containers at the back used to have underwear, but I did swap them out. They hold all the extra toiletries. Now, this is the PlayStation 4. We bring this with us because it's for gaming, DVDs, Blu-rays and everything like that. And this is, again, another bag. This is the laptop bag with the small laptop, all the cables, PlayStation and hubby's Marvel Lego game. As I said, we do tend to have quite a bit of relaxing time, although it can be quite busy as well, especially if we are sort of visiting or have visitors as well. The TV is got to be brought in from the car. We don't leave that in the Caravan through the winter. The small TV in the bedroom does stay in the Caravan all through winter, but the larger TV doesn't. And when we are at home, it gets stored behind the sofa in the games room. What I like about this weekend case is has unpacked all the bags, they all fit inside. This is an item I purchased for hubby last year. It's like cables and the hard drive and different things like that to do with his Siggy as well. Again, each cupboard has its use. This is like hubby's little cupboard for his vaping stuff and everything, and any extra cables. And you'll see this if you followed me as well on how we arrange things. Extra jumpers go in that shelf, and as I said, I'm packing up all the bags. They go in here, and it just makes it a lot easier once I finish with everything to put everything away, and it all sort of stacks up to save room, and then it's all corralled together and makes it a lot easier when we come to pack the Caravan to go home. Like I said, each of the cabinets has its use. Now we go into what I call the tech cupboard. We have the small laptop there. That is the stand for my camera, and also a mic when I do happen to remember to use it. So this consists of everything for the GoPro. During this time, we've had our evening meal. The main bed has been made. We haven't made the bed up the front of the Caravan, which we normally do while watching TV, due to the fact hubby's playing his Lego game. And yes, not the tidiest, I admit. I am actually crafting. The first time setting up our Caravan for the beginning of the season can be a lot of work, but we have our individual jobs. We know what needs to be done, and we just get along with it. As you can see, it's getting quite late by this time, but we've kept going. We're quite happy that we got everything done that we wanted to get done. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.